All right, a good day to you. Sam here on Tuesday, May 22nd. We're kind of mid-morning, and we've done our polling of the members. And just to remind you, that's how we pick what we review here in video. Poll the members every day. Today we look for crypto assets, and we've got three contenders. First up is Icon, ICX to Bitcoin. Now I've got it up here on a 4-hour chart. This is on Binance where it trades, and we here on Binance we can get the full history of the coin. So, you know, the bias here now is to the long side because of the series of 5's and 3's that we have. So that we're using those as the tells, because at first glance you could look at this and think, oh, well, here we've got three waves. Well, here's A, B, C, and you might be checking for any sort of reaction here, looking from swing high to swing low, not quite to the 50. But the reason we're not considering that, at least as a primary count, is because of the series of 5's and 3's. Now you can see here, this is a trade that we have currently open. This is the trade I'm in. We've got a lot of members in it, so you can see it's posted. This makes it easy for me. It's just right out of the room here, and you can see why we're in the trade. So no surprise here. We've got a 5-wave structure here. We actually bought. See, originally we thought we had this. We thought we had an A, B, and a C here. So the buy was at the 50 right here. Now, we got some, good reaction off of that. We've come back down to retest, and it looks like they wanted to test all the way down to the 618. So the idea behind the trade is a buy at the 50, stop under the 65. Now it's allowing for this price action, because it would appear now that we have our A in at the 50. We've had this little reaction here. We didn't get traction from it as the potential was there. We roll over again. It looks like we've got a C wave that may be in. So you have the opportunity to buy this exactly where we bought it, sitting right here at the 50 as it sits right now. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this off to the side here so we can, let's see if I can get that right there. Yeah, there it is. Okay, so we move that off to the side. So here it is as a C going in here for a potential 1, 2. Now if that's going to go, we know here's the negative 100, as I've shown you many times. That's a good just shorthand for where that wave 3 target might go if we're going to get an impulsive structure. We're going to follow an Elliott count. We're going to get a 1 and a 2. Here's our highest probability zone for our third. So, it's reasonable here. Of course, we want to see this hold. We're right in the sweet spot for a second between the 50 and the 618. So very tradable right there. Now, of course, with three pivots like that, we're going to want to get a pitchfork on it. So if I can dial that in right there, get it right on our low, looks pretty good. So it's not, first target right here. So that's where we would take a partial profit. The anticipation would be you'd get a reaction here. Perhaps that's down to the lower parallel, and then you might get something along these lines to take you up here and complete that. So this would push all of this over here. Now I'm just kind of eyeballing here and freestyling, if you will. We don't know what that's going to look like, but that's kind of the idea. If we're going to get a 2, we're expecting the third to be an impulsive wave. We're not expecting, it must be an impulsive wave. So we're looking for what that roadmap might look like. So here's a logical place to see a reaction that could create the 2. So from this low, and of course we have the potential here for a corner pocket trade, not quite golden as we didn't go into the golden zone, but it's pretty close. So looking here, so just a straight corner pocket. So if this low holds, and we do not know if it will, so let me push this off here. Actually, we don't need it here. So if this low holds, we've got an 80% probability of making the median line, right? That's Andrew's median line trading principle number 1, right? So that's the best odds in trading right there. If this holds, so we can play the algo trade here from the 50 to the negative 23.6. We don't know that it stops there. Could go right there, right to our target there. We just don't know. But you're looking for that subdivision along the way. So the idea here is that we've got a target. Right? So if that's going to go to a wave 3 target, that's a potential roadmap that we can put in play here and say, okay, well, it makes sense as to here's why I'm willing to take that risk. I've got 9.45 to 1. So, again, as I will often tell you, why would you not take that trade? Well, you bearish crypto. All right, reasonable. All right, so here's a risk reward that's you know, certainly reasonable with regards to the that making a business decision here. Is this risk to the potential reward? Is that warranted? Is there enough upside there to warrant putting capital at risk? I would propose yes. And additionally here, these are the we have tells in play here. So it's very hard to count this as anything other than a 5-wave structure. You know, you could probably, I see a 5 there, so I think we've got a good 1 wave here. Now the potential, so here we had the 5 coming off of the low, so we had that. So that was the suggestion that we had 1, and not the prettiest ABC, but it's there into a 2, and it goes deep. So the thought was that we might have, so coming here for that 1 wave. So here we go deep for 2, granted, but we hold the 7, 8, 6, and we start to move here. Now that's, you can see what happens here. So if you look here, out of this 5, we come deep for the 2. We end up getting the algo target here in green. You see this one. So we do get that algo target here, and that's where we get the reaction, and it rolls over and creates the second one. So if I pull that off, we have the potential here for 1, 2. Now this just being the 1, 2 of the third of the larger degree here in blue. So that's what we're after here. So 1, 2, 1, 2. So in terms of where it could be going, in terms of the larger potential, well, we may have a 3 up here. So this has got all sorts of significant upside potential. So, you know, very reasonable trade to be considering right here as we sit right in the sweet spot, right in that kill zone as to where you'd want that 2 to come in. If we're going to go 1, 2, 1, 2, we've got a nice 3-wave subdivision, got a good technical pivot, can put the median lines on it. You know, again, why would you not take that trade? Right, you're seeing something. You're seeing this, really. You know, I mean, anything's possible, but I think it's hard to argue with the series of 5s here. 5 followed by 5. Now we've got a 3 correcting that 5. Technical pivot right in the zone. Got median lines to work with. Yeah, that's a no-brainer for us. You know, over at our Discord here, we all look at that and go, well, clearly that's a buy. Doesn't mean it's a winner. But this is, to stay consistent with methodology, that's a trade. If you see it, that's no hesitation. That's pull the trigger. So that's what we're seeing there. We'll see if it plays out. But I certainly like the risk reward. That's not going to hurt. It's not, I mean, right, nobody likes to get stopped out. But if that does get stopped out, that's not an account killer. Right, so assuming you didn't overload there. But this is a really strong project. It's very popular. I get asked about it all the time. It's hard not to like what they're trying to do. So there's a chance to get on board right there. All right, guys, I'll wrap it there.